The downfall of the comment section has to be studied. Y'all, I started watching Brett Cooper in the comment section maybe right before she hit 1 million subs, and I was like, oh, okay, she's decent. Then here comes Reagan. I was like, okay, how many times are they gonna have her fill in? Okay, is this gonna be a regular occurrence? Little did I know. Every time she would fill in for a video, I'd be like, oh, I'll watch it if the topic was interesting. If the topic wasn't interesting, I wasn't clicking on the video. When they announced that Reagan was going to take over the comment section, I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't surprised. The fact that this kept happening over and over again, I'm like, Brett, there's no way she has something going on every single weekend for the past few months. Like, girl. When it was announced, everyone started speculating, and from what it seems, those speculations were pretty much true. Nobody's gonna go through their entire social media and delete your ass if there's no beef, especially if you're like their bridesmaid, which that was news to me. I didn't know they were friends. I thought this was just, her producer, but apparently they were actually friends, like real life, IRL friends. This whole situation just seems very shady, right? Like, if I'm your friend like that I'm gonna be your maid of honor in your wedding, I'm probably not gonna be trying to steal your job right from underneath you. That point alone made me side with Brett, like, wholeheartedly, because nobody likes a sneaky ass bitch. From the get-go, I was like, Team Brett, gang, gang, gang. Honestly, this is one of the most satisfying beef, non-beefs that I've seen in a while. If we just look, okay, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. The last video that Brett Cooper had on here has 1.5 million views. And before that, all her views were like 600,000, 500,000, 400,000. Sis was consistent. Now, when you look at all these videos posted by Reagan without any Brett Cooper influence whatsoever, we're looking at 52,000, 46,000, 31,000. But let's be serious. Brett started her own channel already at 1.3 million. All her videos are damn near at 1 million, 2.8 million. 3.6 million, 3.3 million, 1.4 million. Like, Brett's channel is washing the comment section. I love stories like this because, bitch, you got what you deserved. Anytime you behave like a snake, you deserve exactly what you get. Kudos to Brett. It really highlights how these companies think that they can just replace you, move on about their merry way, and no one's gonna notice. But you can't do that with influencers. People tune into these channels for the person, because even though her format has changed a bit, people are still watching. And I wouldn't be surprised if this 3 million that's over here on this channel that Brett built, okay, bitch, you didn't earn those 3 million, damn near 4. You didn't earn them. Brett did. I wouldn't be surprised if they transition over to this channel fairly soon. So people are going to watch her. But when you watch Reagan, it's just, it seems so forced. Right? Like, bitch, this ain't you. You try to be somebody else. And people notice that. That's why no one's watching.
Big news in conservative media over the weekend sparked a huge debate online. A conservative influencer with over 1 million...
Okay, on this topic, I hate how these type of people get considered conservative. I will tell you straight up, I am not a conservative. I have conservative ideas, but I'm not a flat out conservative. I can't claim that. I don't live by that. That's just like these people going around saying, I'm a Christian, I'm a Christian, I'm a Christian, but you do everything that the Bible says not to do. But you walking around, I'm a Christian. No, you're not. I think they have a term for conservatives like this, or Republicans like this. I think they call them rhinos. I wish this wasn't framed as, oh, conservatives such and such. He's not a conservative. He's not a conservative either. But I don't think he really promotes himself as a conservative necessarily. I think he was a liberal beforehand, a Democrat beforehand. So maybe he's not susceptible to this same criticism of you're a rhino, because I don't think he was a Republican ever. I think he just kind of latched onto Trump. But yeah, she's not a conservative, okay? Not at all by any metric of the word conservative, not one.
Ex-followers named Ashley Sinclair announced on Valentine's Day that she recently had a baby with Elon Musk. Elon Musk now has 13 children.
Ghetto. If he was black, they would be dragging him for filth. He's ratchet as hell for this. This is Maury behavior. Brother, ugh.
With at least 4 different women.
Look, I can understand baby mama number 1. Possibly baby mama number 2. 3 and 4? Girl, y'all stupid.
Girlfriend Grimes, while simultaneously impregnating one of his top-level Neuralink employees via IVF.
IVF, so y'all planned that. That wasn't even an accident. This man planned his hood booger behavior.
The Neuralink woman, her and Elon were never even physically intimate.
Bruh.
Excuse me, what? You didn't even get to enjoy making those babies. Beta.
He marries and divorces often, but that marriage, or even sexual intimacy, is not a prerequisite for a mother of his children. How that is possible is really only in 2025.
Now back to Reagan. Girl, you're not charismatic. I'm sorry. Some people need to be behind the camera. And sis, that's you. And it shows. Like, this seems so unnatural. But if we were to go to like a Brett Cooper.
And I think that this is probably the trend with Gen Z that I just hate the most, because it's not just that Gen Z has retreated inward or failed to fly out of the nest in the first place. They are turning away from human connection on a whole for something that is far more superficial and a lot more selfish. Welcome back to another episode of...
You can tell, like, that's actually her. That is what viewers resonate with, right? Especially when it comes to platforms like YouTube. And maybe a Reagan will work on old media, new media, rocking with Brett. How we end the Gen Z mental health crisis? We just say they're cooked. We just got to chalk this one up to the game.
I know we always say that Gen Z is a very, unique generation, and we have all these struggles and problems, but if we're being honest, what generation does not have struggles and problems?
Every generation is going to have their problems. It's just a never-ending cycle of each generation messing up the generation that comes after them.
Every generation goes through different things in history, but what I will say is that Gen Z's struggles are a little bit different, because Gen Z's growth coincided with the growth of technology and social media in our lives, and our parents and our educators, to be honest, just didn't know how to deal with that. They didn't really know the impact that that would have on our lives, our adolescence, and how we were being raised. And it obviously has caused Gen Z a slew of problems, one of the primary ones being our mental health. That is something that we talk about in regards to Gen Z.
Millennials had that problem too, pretending to be depressed all the time. I think that's just like a teenager thing. But the mental health issues, like, I don't know if you've heard these people talk where they're like, I'm neurodivergent and I'm this, that, and the third, and I have a lazy eye. When they introduce themselves, they just list off all the things that's wrong with them. A lot of that is self-diagnosed. They ain't seen no doctor ever in their life, but they're just convinced that they have all these different things. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of these people just made up a bunch of stuff that they heard other people say that they have and are adopting it as part of who they are so that they stand out in the crowd. It's another form of peacocking, but with mental illness. I'm not going to go too deep into these videos, but as you can see, okay, one seems natural, the other seems pretty copy and paste, very read the script. And it's funny because Daily Wire dropped the ball, okay? They fumbled the bag, and the bag was Brett Cooper. If she was like in negotiations with them and they didn't want to give her the money that she wanted, well, now they're making even less money. And now Brett is going to be able to make even more money because guess what? She cut out the middleman, okay? She cut out Daily Wire. She gets to keep more of the money for herself. So I just say kudos to you, sis. And you didn't even have to be shady, right? Like, she didn't have to say a bunch of shady stuff. Very subtle things, said exactly what needed to be said. They're better off just cutting their losses with the comment section and starting with something completely different that has nothing to do with Reagan, because right now she's a pariah. People don't want to watch her, clearly. The downfall of the comment section needs to be studied, and the uprise of Brett Cooper needs to be studied.